different colours, going round in a circle, and she thought, that's what I just saw just now. So she ran for the back door of the house, and as she started to run and just put her hand on the left hand on the door handle to open the door, a very thin pencil green beam, she said, came out of the bottom of this, whatever it was, and it went to the back of her hand, and it stuck in the back of her hand, and this pencil beam was just there. There was no noise from it or anything, but she said I couldn't move, I couldn't do anything at all, and I don't know whether it was 5 seconds, 10 seconds, a minute, 5 minutes, I don't know, but I just stood there and I could not move. And she said suddenly this green pencil beam shot back up into this, whatever it was, this craft, and she said she looked up and it went whoosh, and it was gone. In a split second it was gone. And she ran in the house screaming and screaming, and Mum and Dad were in bed. It was about 10:30, 11 o'clock, and my girlfriend was actually in there in the house waiting for me to come back from the nightclub, and she was looking after my little border collie dog, and she went running in and explained to my girlfriend what had happened. And she just got a bottle of gin out and started pouring drinks. She was so scared. And she went into the toilet and came back out and sat down, and my little border collie dog went and sat next to her and rubbed up against her, the back of her hand, and she went, ouch! And when she looked on her hand, there was a layer of skin missing from the back of her hand where this pencil green beam had gone into her hand. And that made it even worse, of course, so she got drug. So it was probably about 3 hours, 2.5 hours later, I came back from the nightclub, and when I got in there, they told me what had happened, and I said, well, that is pretty serious stuff, let's do something about it. So I called the police and I said, hi guys, I said, what do you do when, if you get struck by an alien or something? And they hung up on me 2 or 3 times, and I kept calling back. I said, look, please, I want a phone number. And excuse me, and they gave me a phone number of this guy who did all the local UFO stuff, and this was 2:30, 3 o'clock in the morning. We rang him up, and he came straight across. As it happened, he was only about 2 miles away, and he came straight across to the house with all his cameras and his gizmo and everything else, and he sat talking to this girl about what had happened, and he showed her photographs, and he had a photograph of a UFO, and she said, that's the one, and she'd drawn a picture, and the picture she had drawn on this piece of paper and coloured in was exactly the same as the photograph. And the next day I went around the houses where this thing was supposed to be floating above, and I knocked on the doors and I asked if anything strange had happened around about 11 o'clock, 11:30, whatever it was, and I told them what had happened, and a couple of them just slammed the door in my face as they would. And one lady said, oh no, she said, my cat was acting very strange. She said, I went to put it out as I normally do before I go to bed, and its fur all stood up on end, and it went the cat, and it gone back into the house and hid. Mm-hmm. And she said, I could not put that cat outside, and would not go out. And then a couple of doors up, there was another lady, had a little poodle. She said, yeah, oh my goodness. She said, my dog went bizarre. She said he was running around picking all toys up and taking them to his little box and hiding the toys underneath his blanket. She said he's never done that before. And this was exactly on the time when this supposed UFO was seen. Anyway, to round it off, she went to the hospital and to find out about this burn on her hand. And they asked how she got it, and she told them, and they sort of semi-disbelieved her. And she said, well, why? What is it? And they said, well, it's a radiation burn. Now, where would she get that from?
Exactly. And didn't they take it a little more serious once they realized it's a radiation burn? Why would they doubt her at all? Because where the hell is she going to get that?
They obviously did what they needed to do in the hospital, but that was pretty much as far as it went. And apart from the local newspaper getting hold of the story, and they came round and they told the story in the newspaper.
What year was that?
Around. 1970s, late 70s, early 80s. It would have been, and it was over Plymouth in the UK.
Late 70s. I'm writing this down.
Oh, right, okay.
Yeah, because there should be an article on this, right? Early 80s?
Oh, there is, yeah, there was an article in the newspaper, which is I'll tell you the name of the newspaper. It was either the Western Morning News
Weston or Western?
Western, ERN, Western Morning News, or the Evening Herald, which is a Plymouth newspaper in the UK, which is not where I live, but I live outside of Plymouth. But I used to spend a lot of time in Plymouth when I was DJing, because that's where all the nightclubs were.
Okay,
but
cool.
I live quite a way out now, out on the moors, which is absolutely lovely. Suits me down to the ground.
And that's Plymouth,
pretty much
UK.
you haven't had all the stories of everything that's happened, but I mean, my books are full of these stories.
Yeah, that story there, though, I have tons more questions and stuff. And
right.
Wow, I don't even know where to start. We have to do another show.
Well, I can't do a show on UFOs because I don't really know anything else about them, to be honest.
So that was actually your girlfriend it happened to, right?
No, that was my girlfriend's sister.
Oh, okay. Okay, I was, yeah.
And I honestly can't remember the name.
Radiation burn on her hand. Do you think she was abducted?
It might have been 81. It might have been 1981, because I think I just bought my first house. I'm sure it was about 1981.
All right. Hey, do you think she was abducted? Did she think she had time loss?
Well, she didn't know, because as she said, she doesn't know. She said, as far as she knows, she was just stood there, and she couldn't move. She couldn't do anything. She couldn't move her hands, her legs, her feet. She couldn't scream. She couldn't say anything. She was just stuck there, and she didn't know whether it was 3 seconds, 10 seconds, 10 minutes, half an hour, or what. She just did not know.
Yeah.
And she's still got that scar to this day, still on her hand.
Does it have a pattern, the scar? Does it look like a certain geometric shape, or is it just round, or what is it?
Yeah, it was pretty similar shape to the shape of the UFO, funnily enough.
Wow. And what was that shape? Like saucer shape?
It was sort of an oval shape with a little lump on the top.
That's bizarre. Wow.
Yeah.
So,
but I mean, the only other thing I know about UFOs is back in 1974-75, when we had a very hot summer over here, and I just recently moved down to the south, and we'd had a barbecue in the farmhouse where I was living at the time, and me and all my mates were just lying next to the fire looking up into the starry sky. And it was beautiful. My eyesight was amazing then. I mean, it's not so good now. But I was looking off into the distance, and there was 2 stars, right? And as I was looking at it, I would say they were probably about 2 feet apart as I was looking at it. And then from the right-hand star was a little white light, and it travelled across the 2 feet from one star to the other star in a dead straight line, from right to left, across, and then when it got to the left-hand star, it stopped. And then all of a sudden it came back again from the left-hand star across to the right-hand star. And I said to my mate, I said, have a look at this up here. And I tried to point out where I could see it, and eventually he found it. And he said, yeah, I can see that. He said, it's a satellite. I said, no, it's not a satellite. A satellite wouldn't be that far up, and it wouldn't go from star. I know when you see a light and you see a star, there's nothing there, as far as we're concerned, in the third dimensional world anyway. But who's to say that light that we see up there in space isn't actually a burned out star? It might be something else. It might be a place where UFOs go to regenerate, to get energy, it might be a porthole for them to go through into another world, another time. We don't know. I mean, we're pretty stupid down here on Earth, really, when it comes to that sort of stuff, because we really do not know. And that's about as much as I know on UFOs. I still don't know to this day what it was.
That was a great story, man. Nobody really knows what they are. I've seen so many weird things, and we don't know what these things are.
No. I mean, do you think that I do, in the back of my mind, I think that all this spiritual stuff and the ghosts I see, I think they're all linked. I do honestly think that UFOs, aliens, ghosts and spirits, I think it's all one. I do honestly believe that our God is actually an alien in a massive, huge, great big mothership. And when I say a mothership, I'm talking something that's thousands of miles big, this mothership, and it's up there. We can't see it. And although we can't perceive that in our human brain, how they can make something disappear or how they can make something shoot off at a rate of knots that is impossible to do a right-hand turn at that sort of speed, a right-angle turn at that sort of speed, because we haven't engineered that sort of thing yet. We don't understand it, but they have. They have been around for millions and millions of years, even back to the days of cavemen. You've only got to look in the caves, and you see little drawings of cavemen with a circle around the head.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Was that a helmet?
No, what the hell is exactly? What is that? What is that? And the strange creatures, like, wow, what are these things? If you don't, what the hell is that? And then they've got right next to it pictures of animals drawn anatomically correct.
Exactly.
And so why are they making these weird things beside these, that are recognizable animals that are normal animals, and then they got these weird things beside them?
I think that UFOs and aliens certainly had something to do with early man. I had a vision once when I asked my spirit guides what was my most spectacular life I have ever lived, and they showed me a picture of space. I'm trying to think of it in my mind because I've had so many stories. And I was shown a picture of space. I was shown a bear. I was shown a mothership. I was shown stars. I was shown something that looked like Saturn. I was shown a picture of what I think was Mars, a dead planet, And then I was shown a picture of a beautiful Earth, like the Garden of Eden. It was just beautiful green grass, lush trees, lovely rivers, and then it showed me a picture of, I presume was me, but as an alien. I was long skinny legs with an alien's head, and I was walking through this grass, looking around everywhere, and then all of a sudden I was whisked off and I went back to the dead planet, and then I was whisked back again to the green planet with all the trees, only this time I was floating above the planet, whether I was in a craft or floating, I don't know what it was, but I was looking down in the grass, and there were little camps in the grass down below, and people, little aliens looking out of these tents or teepees or whatever they were, and they were waving at me up in space, up in the sky. They were waving, which I spoke to, again, a lady who is much wiser than me, who has written many, many books, and she said that it sounds to me as though you were a scout. She said, but when I say this to you, Spook, she said, don't, for goodness sake, think that you are any better than anybody else, because you're not. You've lived that life, you've done that job, and you did what you had to do in that life, and now you've moved on to something else, and you're no better than anybody else, so don't think you are. You did what you had to do, and you were a scout. You went out looking for another place to live, and I strongly believe that we came from something like Mars to another planet because we messed up big time on that planet over there, and we had to find somebody else.
That is right.
I saw the sky, all kind of colors, and they spin round, and it was just wheels in the sky, wheels within wheels, all giant. I saw wheels in the sky. I saw lights, and they were spinning. Wheels in the sky. One source to have wheels in the sky. Wheels in the sky. There's one type of wheel in the sky.
Baby, from the fourth dimension. Did I forget to mention a thing? She could sing with a fifth dimensional ring. in a voice that'll sound like angels coming from the sky. She could sing. She could sing. She was a groovy little baby with a fifth dimensional ring. In a voice, that's right, alright, dig it, yeah. From the Wolfman, sing it out now, oh yeah. Here we go. Groovy little baby from the fourth dimension. Did I forget to mention one thing? She could sing. Groovy little baby with a fifth dimensional ring. In a voice that is, she could sing like an angel coming from the sky. She could sing. Groovy baby with a fifth dimensional ring. In a voice that is, yeah, come from the sky. You're here with Dave Cruz and Wolfman Mike. And please listen to our new network,
KTLK-DB-TheFringe.fm.
All right. Everybody come on out and listen. And we're going to have a lot of fun now because we all joining forces. All right. And this is going to be where the disclosure comes from. Yeah. It's where all the freaks hang out.
Hey, Jeff, how you doing, man?
Hey, man, how's it going?
All right, yeah, just you remember Spooks, right?
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, I got the third part on this time the show. I put it all three together. It's really nice. So I got the last 15 minutes, I think, of Spooks to listen to, and then we could comment on it if you want. You want to hear it?
Yeah, man.
All right, I'll just dive right into it.
Somewhere else to live, and I think that we're doing exactly the same thing again. We're going to cock this one up and mess it all up, and we're going to have to go and find another planet to move on to. Because we haven't learned. The human race just has not learned yet, has it?
Not at all. No, they keep messing up, and well, there's too many greedy people out there that don't really care about nature.
No, they don't, and it's all about money. Unfortunately, that's what it's all about. And they don't care because what their views on it is.
As a matter of fact, we're included. We are as people. The human race is included in their non-caring about nature as us being part of nature. They don't care about us either. They don't care about the common folk at all. They don't care if we live or die.
I again went back to my spirit guides one day, and after my brother had died, and I said to my guides, I've actually got 3 spirit guides, and I said to them, can you show me what my heaven would be like when I die and go to heaven? What's it going to be like, please? I would like to know if that's possible. And they showed me a picture of what would be my perfect heaven, which was lush green grass, beautiful fields, a beautiful waterfall with a little trickling river, a little bench next to it, and I was sat under the trees, and that would be my perfect heaven. That is what I would class as heaven. Now, I've always believed that heaven is what you want, what you love, what is in your heart. So I decided to ask my brother who died, my brother Peter, who was already, I believe, in heaven. And I pulled him through one day out of spirit, and I said, can you please show me, I know you're in heaven, but what is your heaven like? Can you show me? And you won't believe what he showed me. He showed me a shopping mall. And he was walking around this busy shopping mall, in and out and in and out and in and out the shops. That was Peter's heaven. That's what he loved. He loved shopping. And he would go every day if he could shopping. And that was his heaven. That's where he is.
Wow, that'd be so cool, just to go buying stuff every day and just,
Yeah.
Where does he put all this stuff in heaven, though? He's got to have, Yeah, every day gets something else. You know, it's like a kid opening a present every day of the year.
That's right.
Yeah.
Well, I'm going to have to mosey, I think.
Yeah. Okay. You know what? Because I'm going to air this on New Year's. Would you like to say Happy New Year's to everybody?
I will say Happy New Year to each and every one of your listeners, to yourself and everybody listening to the radio show. And God bless, and I hope you have a great 2017.
And to you too, sir. From everyone at Monster Castle Paranormal, Happy New Year to you and your family and all your friends out there. And good luck with everything. Any way we can help, we're here.
That's great. And I'll just quickly mention my books again, just in case.
I was just going to say
we have been on the air for about 2 hours now.
Yeah, you got to mention all
my books are all on Amazon. I write under the name of Spooks, Spooks, and my first book is called There's a Ghost in My House. That was my very first one. I made a few mistakes in that one because it was the first book I'd ever written. It wasn't written 100% the way I would have liked it. Some of the photographs were a little bit small, but I learned a valuable lesson from that. My second book, A Walk on Spirit Street, is much, much better. It's 200 pages. And my third book, they're all e-books, by the way. My third book, Ashes to Ashes and Back, is also on Amazon, and they're all e-books, all by Spooks.
Nice.
And they're all short stories. Each and every story is absolutely true. Any photograph in there of ghosts, spirits, or orbs have never been seen before.
This is something I'm definitely getting into.
Well, when I was away over Christmas, I was talking to a lady, my sister's next door neighbour. I have written about her in my third book. Unfortunately, I didn't actually have the photograph, but she's kept the photograph. She's spoken to the family, and she said I can use it in my fourth book. And what it was she went to see her mum in hospital, and she was an old lady. She was dying. She knew she was dying. And she took a couple of photographs of her lying in the hospital bed. And she said, Spooks, have a look at these photos. And she showed me the first photograph, and I said, oh, bless, she looks absolutely beautiful. And she was just lying in the hospital bed with her eyes closed. She said, well, you've seen nothing yet. Look at the second photo. And these were all taken on an old Nokia mobile phone, nothing that you can edit or anything like that. She took the second photograph. She was still in the same position in bed, but there was a mist, like a fog, around the bed forming. And I said, whoa. She said, wait till you see the third photo. And she showed me the third photograph, and there was her mum's body was lifting out of her body on the bed. And she said, can you see what I can see? I said, whoa, yeah. I said, I've seen some amazing photographs in my time. I said, but this has to be the best I've ever seen. And she said, can you notice anything different between the body that's lifting out and the body of my mum on the bed? I said, well, they both look exactly the same. She said, no, they're not. Look closer. I said, I can't see any difference. She said, well, the body that's actually lifting out hasn't got any wrinkles. Her hair is all combed and looking nice. I went, oh my God, yes. And I said, well, obviously she's ready to go and pass over. And it is the most amazing photograph. Unfortunately, I still haven't got it yet, but I know she still has it on her old phone.
Do you know I've actually seen something like this for real, and everybody at the funeral home saw it too?
It happens a lot there, yeah.
Where her body was, you could see two. You could see her, her living, her corpse, and her spiritual living entity body was sort of superimposed on top of it, and you could see her breathing.
Amazing.
And like she was just laying there sleeping.
I had a friend called Sue. I'm godfather to her daughter now, and she said to me, and she knew she was dying of cancer, and she said to me, you look after my daughter, otherwise I'm going to come back and haunt you. She was only joking, but she did come back and haunt me anyway. But and when she was in the hospital, we knew once she'd gone to this hospital that there was no coming back. And her husband, who was a total, absolute non-believer, he was sat on the side of the bed, and Sue was just lying there. And he said to me, Spooks, he says, honestly, I am not kidding. He said, you know I don't believe in any of this rubbish. I said, that's up to you, mate. He said, but I'm telling you now, I saw Sue stand up. Her body came out of her body, stood at the side of the bed, walked to the curtains that were closed around the hospital bed, turned and looked at me and put a hand up and waved, and then went to walk through the curtain at the side of the bed, and the body just disappeared. But the curtains went whoosh and moved as she went through.
Wow.
And he said, I am a non-believer, John. He said, but mate, I saw that.
That is incredible. So you made, or not you, but he was made into a believer at that point, hopefully.
Yeah. John was a great believer after that. Yeah, he changed his mind about everything.
Good.
And I mean, when you see something like that, how can you not believe?
Yeah, that's exactly true.
Fascinating. And on her daughter's 21st birthday, she came back to me. Sue did, and I was lying in my bed, and I have at the time I lived in an old cottage, and I had a dehumidifier for getting rid of the damp, because it was a very old and very damp cottage, and I used to come in from the pub and chuck my clothes on top of this little machine and just jump into bed and go to sleep. And then one night, early morning, 1:30, 2 o'clock, I heard my clothes falling on the floor, and I thought, oh, they're falling down. I'll just leave it. I'm not going to bother. And then all of a sudden I heard a squeaking noise. Now, on the front of this dehumidifier, there was a wheel, and you had to turn this wheel to turn the dehumidifier on. And I could hear it squeak, squeak, squeak as it was being turned. And all of a sudden, the dehumidifier turned on. Bzzz. And I sort of lifted my head up and opened one eye, and I could see the green light on this dehumidifier, and it was working. So I put the light on at the side of the bed, and I looked, and my clothes, they hadn't just fallen off. They were over a metre away from the dehumidifier. They'd been thrown across the room. And I said, I know it's you, Sue. I know why you're here. It's your daughter's birthday, 21st, and I will tell her tomorrow. God bless. So the next morning, I called my goddaughter, and I said, your mum was here last night. She said, yeah, she's been here this morning as well. I said, why? What happened? She said, well, I was in the shower and all of the taps turned on in the bathroom. Every single one of them. And I was in the bathroom on my own. And she knew straight away it was her mum, wishing her a happy 21st birthday. But they come through in any way they can, whether they flash a light, turn the taps on, sit on the side of your bed, call your name, tap you on the shoulder, a nice warm wind blowing against you as it happened to you. Whatever method they can use to come through, they will use it to let you know that they are there. They're always there. They're never going anywhere. They love you, and they will always love you, and there is life after death.
Yeah, that's amazing, man. Well, I like to end it right there.
All right, I'm back with Jeff the Grey, and thank you, Spooks, for your awesome stories. We definitely have to have you back on one day. How you doing, Jeff?
I'm doing good. So we gonna roll my intro?
Oh yeah, definitely. Jeff has a cool. He's got a great story. So this is like a breaking news. So I'm gonna have to do this. And run this. Breaking news with Jeff the Grey.
March 1st, 2017, BBC News, earliest evidence of life on Earth found. So scientists have discovered what they say could be fossils of some of the earliest living organisms on Earth. They are represented by tiny filaments, knobs, and tubes in Canadian rocks, dated to be up to 4.28 billion, that's billion with a B, years old. So that is not a long time after the planet's formation, and only 100 millions of years before what is currently accepted as evidence for the most ancient life yet found on Earth. So to put that into perspective, the Earth was formed 4.6 billion years ago, and in approximately 4.2 billion years ago, that's when they found these fossils. And they say it's very humbling to have the oldest known life forms in your hands and being able to look at them and analyze them. The fossil structures were encased in quartz layers in the so-called Nuvagitic, I'm not sure I pronounced that right, Nuvagitic supracrustal belt. So the NSB is a chunk of ancient ocean floor, and it contains some of the oldest volcanic and sedimentary rocks known to science. So the team looked at these sections of rocks that were likely laid down in a system of hydrothermal vents, fissures in the seabed from which heated mineral-rich waters spew up from below. So today, such vents are known to be important habitats for microbes. And Dr. Dominic Papineau, also from UCL, who discovered the fossils of Quebec, thinks this kind of setting was probably also the cradle of life forms between 3.7 and 4.2 billion years ago on the upper and lower age estimates for these NSB rocks.
It really puts things in perspective.
Down here in the cave.
Yeah, it's in Canada, man. That's crazy. I like that. So the oldest. So prior to this, the oldest acknowledged evidence of life on the planet is found in Western Australia, and it's 3.48 billion-year-old rocks. And this material, they said, was found to show remnants of stromatolites. These are mounds of sediment formed of mineral grains glued together by ancient bacteria. So this is extremely, I mean, this is breaking news. I mean, that puts life 4.3 billion years ago on the planet.
So basically, it also puts the theory that Mars had life onto it in a much bigger light. That it is very possible.
Exactly. He said that the Mars exploration rovers Spirit and Opportunity, they had seen rocks that were produced by hydrothermal vents on Mars. So this is pretty much saying that there was water on Mars the same time, almost 5 billion years ago on both planets. So it's
do you think there was a war? I think there was a war between Earth and Mars.
And it's actually possible.
There was another planet, though, apparently, Maldek or something like that, and Mars was the moon of that planet. And now that thing has become the asteroid belt because it was destroyed by the people from Earth, apparently.
It's quite possible. So they were saying that these
life
NTB organisms
on all three
come from a time. Yeah.
But what's really weird is that the moon is older than the Earth. That's even stranger yet. And if this is the moon from some other planet that's Mars, and our moon's even older, what the hell is going on?
That is amazing. So pretty much only after a couple of 100 million years after the Earth had been formed is when they actually have evidence of the first forms of life. And those conditions on the Earth were approximately the same on Mars at the same time. So it's possible that Mars has some of those microorganisms. They just haven't found them yet. It's kind of a long way away.
Suspenseful. And when are we going to find out more? And when is one of the Martian creatures going to reveal themselves as a shapeshifter that lives among us?
Right. Well,
and they probably are the reptilians that taste just like chicken when me and barbecue them.
Well, a more perspective view on this is that the first great apes appear as Homo sapiens only happened 200,000 years ago. That is it. So we're basically, if you put that in a 24-hour timeline, humans have only been on Earth, or we've only been in a human form for maybe the past 10 minutes.
Oh, but you should hear all the stuff that Michael Salla is talking about Antarctica, that there's spaceships buried there in Antarctica preserving aliens from that planet that was blown up, and they've been there all along for millions of years. And the States apparently already knows about it, and they're digging down in there, and there's a bunch of shit going on down in Antarctica, I'm telling you. That's why we did the news at the start of the show. I did the news, actually have a new news guy. You'll like him.
Oh, good.
Yeah, Marvin Spacey, yeah, he's pretty cool. But yeah, he did it all about Antarctica, and I wanted, actually, Adam had an article from Dr. Michael Salla, and we never got into that, but I have it right here, actually, the article.
Yep, I mean, this is not magic. This isn't make-believe stuff. These are rocks that are fossilized, bacteria.
The Nazis were down there. Admiral Byrd was down there. Apparently, there's a whole Nazi Navy warships going down there right now. From Russia, is going down to Antarctica. Why? And I don't know. We'll never know. But I also looked up to see whether you could still go down there as a tourist to see whether this is true. And I found out that, yes, you can actually book a trip down from a place in Australia. And I have the website, and you can actually, but it doesn't. They don't land on the continent. They just skirt around it, and it's a sightseeing, and you see the penguins and the seals and stuff. But they don't actually go onto the land.
Makes you wonder what's going on.
But you can go down there, and you can pretend you're going to Antarctica and go around it and say you've been there. But you'll never see the inner part of that, where apparently there's a volcanically heated lake and a tropical area. I've seen it. I've seen pictures of it. Yeah. And then they're doing this digging for some buried... There's... I believe there's extraterrestrials that reside there. And that's why no country has taken claim to that continent, because it's already claimed. Wow. Makes sense, doesn't it? Absolutely. And makes you wonder, what planet did they come from? Where did they come from? What are they called? Maldek or something like that? The one that Mars was the moon of. Apparently, that's what Michael Salla is saying. I haven't read all of this stuff, but it's pretty interesting. I just... Adam showed it to me today. Anyways, we gotta go. We can talk about that next time. All right. Thanks everybody for listening to Monster Castle Paranormal. Visit our website and donate so that Jeff and I don't have to work anymore. We can just constantly bother you and have shows every night. Yeah, that'd be awesome, man. Yeah. Because right now I'm calling in from work. Yeah, and I have to take work off tomorrow. I have to mandatory overtime tomorrow, so that's why I had to pre-record this show. And now you can't call in tomorrow. Yeah, check out our website. You got any comments or suggestions? There's a form on the website. If you have any guests you want us to possibly put on the show, or if you want to be on the show,
and you have a good story, feel free to send us a message. Our contact information is on the website, monstercastleparanormal.com.
You're probably better off to talk to Jeff, because I'm a little rude and rowdy and stuff. And no, I'm just kidding. I'm a nice guy on the phone. I just pretend to be a big bully, and just because Willie hates it, and we got to do that. And anyways, thanks everybody again for listening. I'm going to leave you with some rock and roll from the Blueheads. All right, yeah, dig this, baby. This, yeah. I think I am. I'm pushing play. Wow.
Is this the Blueheads silent song?
Yeah. It looks like it's a silent song. I don't know what's going on here. It says it's playing. No, there's something definitely wrong with that. Well, that's when we go live, when all of a sudden things happen, right?
Mm-hmm.
Well, I guess I'll just have to let monsters out. Igor, let them out. Let the monsters out. Yes, that is good. Well, we can let the monsters out instead. Yeah. We will play the Blueheads some other time. Apparently Igor has removed their heads. And there may be a few headless horsemen.
Awesome.
And ghosts carrying around heads.
The wolf is on the prowl. It's on the prowl tonight.
spotlight, you wish you only knew. You had mental problems. It was really weird. It was never quite happened till the ice was cleared. And I cleaned the fucking ice, make it glisten like a knife. Clean the fucking ice. The application is really nice. Clean the fucking ice. Here comes Peter Buck. Got his head under the quicksand bar. The breach of Dr. Demoni and he pulls out his stick. With a spirit of rage, he knocks out some heads. He calls it macaroni. Clean the fucking ice. Make it glisten like a knife. Clean the fucking ice. The application is really nice. Clean the fucking ice. Clean the fucking ice. Make it glisten like a knife. Clean the fucking ice. The application is really nice. Clean the fucking ice. Clean the fucking ice. Clean the fucking ice. Clean the fucking ice.
Welcome to the Monster Castle Radio Show. For the extreme paranormal listener. And here is your host, the Wolfman, Mike.
This is where the real freaks hang out, alright? Yeah! Let's hear some rock and roll, baby, yeah! Everybody, rock and roll, it's the Wolfman, alright, yeah. This is Monster Castle Paranormal Radio. You guys are on now?
Yes, I am.
Oh my God. After all the trouble we had? Jeff, are you there?
Jeff?
Here.
Oh my God! Oh, that's so awesome, man.
Right at the last second.
I can't believe it. We had a lot of trouble, folks. Wow, that was a scramble to get our audio going this time. Oh man, holy shit! It was like almost like all the evil demons in the freaking world were against me tonight.
Wolfman had an experience today.
Oh yeah. Just a little while ago, man.
You have to get it off your chest and tell us what happened. What happened at first?
Okay, wow. You want me to go right into this?
Yeah, I can't wait.
Holy shit, man. Okay, well, I kind of want to see some people in the chat room first. I want to make sure that people are going to hear this. Because a lot of times they don't come in right at the start. Have you got any news or anything, stories to maybe we could... I believe there's something about Hillary attacking... what's his name?
Podesta?
Yeah. Hillary attacked him.
What, the night of the election?
Yeah, Wisteria sent me...
Oh, tell us, Jeff. I didn't
oh, my God. This is crazy.
Mike... Wolfman knows about it.
Yeah, like apparently she kind of went psycho and attacked him physically and just went right nuts psycho, and they had to restrain her and take her away.
The night of the
election. Yeah, as soon as Trump won and she lost, she went bananas.
I heard she flipped over a table and threw a shoe.
Oh, wow.
That's what I heard. I don't know if that's true. Did Podesta say something? Then I heard she was crying inconsolable.
I'm surprised she didn't kill herself, you know.
I'm surprised that she didn't just go have sex with some more underage females.
Right on. Hey, there's nothing wrong with that. You're underage, too.
Make her feel better with all her money that she, stole off people, basically. It's legal, what do you call this, legal thievery?
Do you guys think Trump will try to investigate that, or do you think he'll just let her off the hook?
I like that. Let's call him Trumple. Mr. Trumple. Mr. Trumple.
I don't think
he
really
Mr. Trumple?
cares at this point.
No, I don't either.
As long as she doesn't get in the way of his agenda, I think, it'll be amicable.
Can I now, Jeff? Is it okay, Jeff the Gray? Is it okay if now we electrocute Hillary?
Oh, we can do that.
Oh yes, Hillary. Stupid Hillary.
Oh boy,
she's done. It's kind of black. It is blackened, and we'll take the body to the graveyard. Thank you, Master.
Whoa. What's that?
It's Podesta coming out the door.
Mr. Podesta, I'm sorry. Mr. Podesta could not make it to dinner.
He is the dinner.
He is. Igor has him in the graveyard right now too. Should I go help them? Is there? They don't even have the right kind of blood for me. You know that. I am not going to suck this shit-ass blood. This terrible tasting fucking blood.
Blood?
I can't wait to drink your blood.
I don't like that.
Yeah, is that scary?
Yeah, who is that?
Who is it?
It wasn't me.
That must be coming. That's weird. Must be
Someone was
crossing
saying
the
it.
lines.
Someone was saying the other day, voting for Hillary or Trump is like voting for the devil and the Antichrist.
Well,
I think the Antichrist would be a better vote, I guess.
who should we ask about that? Wolfman? Wolfman.
Oh, okay, yeah. I'm going to tell you about my story now.
All right. Let's hear it.
Okay, this is crazy. So my wife and my guest are in the living room, and I'm in the studio setting up the sound, and all of a sudden I hear Sandra yell to me, "There's eyes out, Mike, come, there's eyes staring," like, okay, through the window. Hang on a sec. Anyways, they saw eyes staring through the front window. It's dark outside. Glowing, like, what was it, Vern? Yellow eyes? Red eyes. Holy shit. Okay. Yeah, glowing red eyes. And moving around the trees across the street in the shadows. And I look. It's snowing here right now, eh? And
Did you write this? Did you write it down? Did you document this?
it just happened.
Did you get any video?
I couldn't. There was. I tried to. I actually did try to. I did take a picture, but I don't know what happened with it. I actually
Were the eyes like blinking, or were they just stationary?
I actually I didn't see the eyes myself. Vern and Sandra saw them, and I ran into that room and I looked out the front window, and what I saw was shadows moving underneath the trees very strangely. It is windy.
Was there any footprints in the snow, or
there's not enough snow on the ground to see.
Okay.
And I did go over there later, and there was no footprints.
was there any yellow snow?
I licked it up.
Okay. You said there were yellow eyes. I just wondered if there was yellow snow.
No, it was red eyes, and the yellow snow was very tasty. Tasted like tequila.
Tequila. Oh, recycled tequila.
Yeah. And I drank a whole bottle of that, and then I did magic mushrooms first, and then acid, and now I'm going to tell you my story.
Oh boy.
I'm kidding. No, I didn't. I did nothing. Stop it.
1-0.
Let's hear your story.
I can hear like a NASA countdown in the background. I'm not sure what that is. We're being hacked or something, or else we're being primed for a possible launch into outer space. But
That would be cool.
I don't know if you can hear that.
So when Sandra saw the eyes, were they like right next to the window, or were they across the street?
They were across the street, milling about in the trees across the street.
Staring right at her?
Yeah, and coming towards the house. And that's why she screamed and called for me. My company is an older gentleman from New Brunswick, and he's not normally into this kind of thing. And he got legitimately scared when he saw it.
He saw it too?
He saw it, yeah.
He doesn't want to go on the air, though?
No, he's...
Ask him.
The king of the internet posted on the chat room, from the sounds of this story, there were lots of red eyes around.
Yeah, okay, what happened next was I saw shadow people moving about underneath the trees. and my hair stood up on end, and I felt evil. I felt the presence of evil, and it popped in my head all of a sudden that somebody had sent this, and it's a jinn that's in charge of them, like a genie, a jinn.
Right.
This is what I sensed, and I do know who did it too. I know exactly who did it.
I will swallow your soul.
It was my landlord's wife, because we're not getting along right now. They didn't look after their end of the bargain, so Sandra and I putting our foot down and saying, "You people suck," and we're taking them to court.
So on the chat room, Wisteria brought up that when Art Bell said he saw the red eyes, like staring at him through the window.
Yeah,
and he said it scared the dickens out of him.
Wisteria, you must have felt it when I asked for your help, because I asked for her help to push some light energy across the street. And when I did this, I grabbed my magic wand and I asked for Wisteria's help, actually, and I felt she was with me. I'm not sure if she realizes that. I hoping that she does, because I felt a actual telepathic connection with her for a moment there when I asked for her help. And then the ground underneath the trees started becoming lighter in color, and I could see the shadows fading and moving away, and then all of a sudden all the lights went off in the building all around that area, creating complete utter darkness in that area.
Wow.
What are you doing?
So, I don't know. Wisteria, did you acknowledge my cry for help? I'm waiting for your reply. I'm really wondering if you felt my... I asked for help. But I could feel her power, and she's given it to me before. Yep. She says she was with me. I sent you a direct line of light. Wow.
Finish the story.
To block out the eyes. Wow. So yeah, she was with me. I thought so. Okay, and then I used my magic wand, and the lights all went out black, and then I got scared. Actually, that's when I actually had to take a step back, and I'm not sure if I can do this by myself, because there's a whole bunch of them out there.
Whoa. So hold on a second. So did the lights go off before you got your wand, or?
No, I used my wand. And I put my hand out, and I was using my energy as well as Wisteria's of light, pure light, and love. And I was thinking of just come in my house, and you're welcome here, and I'll treat you like my brothers and sisters. And you know what I mean? Pure love. Unconditional love. And that's what I used against them.
And that's when the light blew up?
Yeah, and that's when the light went totally dead black.
It got brighter and brighter, and then it went black?
Yeah, and that really freaked me out. And that's when I started seeing the things start coming closer to the house. And
the shadow people?
Yeah.
Wow.
A whole bunch of them. And I was scared, and I had to compose myself, and I took my magic wand and I grabbed some salt from the kitchen.
Right.
And I blessed it the best I could in the studio here, actually, is where I came. And I blessed everything, and then I went, and then I said, you know what? There's nobody else that can do this. I got to do it. So I just went out there, and Vern and Sandra were saying, don't go by yourself. you don't know what's going to happen. Those fucking things.
Wow.
But I just did. And I just used love. And I went out there and I just said, hey, you guys need anything? You want something to drink? You want something to eat? And that's what I was feeling, like just total compassion. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it worked.
Yeah,
and
you just gotta insert the positive vibes there.
Yeah, and they just faded away, and they just went away. It's when I went near them. And then when I turned around to go to the house, this is the craziest part. There was 2 orbs in the sky, moving very quickly into a cloud. 2 little white orbs.
Wow.
Side by side. And I yelled into the house. I said, come outside right now. Come outside. And, oh, my God. Just freaking missed it. You know what I mean?
So what direction were they heading? The orbs.
How come I'm hearing my own voice echoing? Has anybody got a player?
Someone's got the show on in the background. Is that you, Jeff?
I don't think it's... Yeah, that was me.
Okay.
Something's weird with the computer. It changed the volumes. I don't know why.
I was having a lot of trouble with Skype today. I don't know what it is. Lulabelle. All right. She made it in the chat room. She couldn't get it in. Shout out to Lulabelle. Shout out to God of Thunder. Shout out to King of the Internet. Wisteria Whisper. We love our monster freaks.
Yeah, and Tesla's Revenge is on there too.
And probably Moog Boy.
And Marcus.
And Marcus, yeah. Alrightius, yeah.
Alrightius.
He was on the show with us last night. I don't know if anyone heard the last of it. It was awesome. We had Marcus with us. Me and Jeff and Marcus finished the show last night, and it was pretty good, actually, for an after-hours show.
Yeah, we had a couple freaks call in.
We had Apocles called in.
Yeah, I didn't know he's from Phoenix, just like me. So it's like, wow.
I thought he was from
down the street,
and I thought he was from out East Canada. But I
don't know.
I think he has a podcast on Spreaker, doesn't he?
Right. He said he does it occasionally. He hasn't been doing it so much recently, I guess, with his new job or his new position and more hours. So, but he said he came on and because we're the only show at this time. I mean, there's not much else. He said he was worth listening to.
Well, yeah. What are you going to listen to? George Norrie?
Or the Wolfman? Come on. Who the fuck you going to listen to? Come on now. George Norrie or the Wolfman? Come on. Jeff the Grey. We got Jeff the Grey. We got Darren.
Who still needs a nickname?
Yeah.
Darren.
Oh, I got it. Darren, the librarian.
When I think of Darren, I think of
Darren, the librarian.
Darren Library.
Yes. Darren, what
He's
do
the master of Inquisition.
Could you open one of your...
The Inquisitor.
Well, we do need a librarian in the castle. Do we not?
The freaks will come up with something.
Yeah. Okay, what do you have from the library, Darren?
I don't know. I'm still wanting to finish your story.
Darren the Dark. That's it. God of Thunder, give it to us. Darren the Dark. But he's not dark. He's the nicest guy you ever talked to.
I always like to talk about death and corpses.
He's a huge guy. He could break your neck, but he's the nicest guy you ever meet. But Darren is a monster. You wouldn't want to mess with him. He's huge. You're 300 pounds, Darren? And it's not even fat. He's just big. He's big.
I've lost a little bit now. I'm down to 280. 2, but I'm pretty big.
And how tall are you? How tall are you?
6 foot.
Well, there you go.
It's pretty healthy.
Probably snap us in half, eh, Jeff?
Yeah. Man, you're like, it's almost twice my weight.
Oh, God.
I'm about 150.
I'm about 180. But
I'm I'm 5'7", so.
I'm 100 pounds more than Wolfman. Oh, my God.
Yeah, but I still pick up people and throw them through the window once in a while.
Nothing wrong with that.
I don't have the training you do. Although I don't need it much.
I've thrown a few 300. I've thrown a few 300-pound people out the window. Yeah. Yeah. It was really. Oh, you want to hear a funny story? Did I ever tell you about the time that this guy jumped up on stage at a gig we were at and took the singer's microphone away? And I stopped playing drums and I said, "Dude, get off the mic, get off the stage." And he's just like singing in the mic, right, like an idiot. So this is terrible, and I shouldn't even say this on the air, but no, I winged him in the head with a drumstick.
Oh, I thought you were going to say with a guitar.
No, I threw it because I had the drumstick in my hand and I was mad. I just threw it at him, right, and hit him in the head, and he
At least it did him in the eye. Can you imagine?
Well, in the back, no, in the back of the head. He was he was looking at the crowd. I'm behind him, so I threw the drumstick. It hit him in the back of the head. Gave him a little wake up call, and he quickly jumped off the stage. And then my bouncer grabbed him.
Wow.
And my bouncer, like, we paid him at the time. This was in the 90s. We were getting about $1,000 a night for a gig. I paid my bouncer pretty good. So he grabbed the guy and dragged him out. And this is like a small town in Ontario, a rural town. I mean, like in the boonies, tobacco country, Aylmer, Ontario, actually. Wow. At the bar is not there anymore. It was called the Central Hotel, and it was really rough and rowdy. But yeah, he grabbed him and actually threw him right through one of those windows that has the cross hatching wires in it.
Oh wow, the safety glass.
Yeah. He threw him right through the fucking window. Wow. Excuse my French. And, yeah.
Well, you are Canadian, so.
Yeah, and then he opened the door. He wasn't quite all the way through the window. So he opens the other door, goes around, grabs the front of him, and then drags him down the steps, pulls him right out into the middle of the downtown street road, and leaves him right there. Then he went. Then he went back in the bar and called the cops. Told the cops come get him.
Hey, so Wisteria's got a good short story she posted on the chat room.
Nice.
Yeah, you want me to read it or?
Did you like my stupid hick story?
That was good. That was good.
It's not paranormal.
So she said one time a gold ball of light went down the street while she was bent over her flower bed working. So she stood up,
I'm
followed
interested
the light to
already.
the intersection when it disappeared. So she went back down to continue working.
Wait a minute. Can we go? No, wait a minute. Can we go back to where she was bent over in the flower bed?
Yeah, she was working in the flower bed.
Oh my God. Okay, can you say that really slow?
So she went back down to working, and this opaque being ran down the sidewalk, bent down behind the car, looked at her. So she stood up and looked, and then she sees this thing walk from behind the car and down the sidewalk to her, like 3 feet away, and it looked at her and just disappeared. So afterwards, she went into their house, sat thinking about what just happened, and then she got notified. A friend of hers just crossed over, and she truly believes it was him saying goodbye to me in his dimension. So she believes that shadow beings are caught in another dimension and have not gone to the light yet. That's what she thinks of shadow people. Shadow beings.
Wolfman, did
That's
you have
it.
I really like to know what Wisteria thinks happened to me tonight. What the fuck happened to me?
Do you know anybody that died recently?
Actually, no. I just feel like it was somebody sent these things after us, and there was something leading the smaller ones.
Well, with people with evil intentions, they can conjure up dark beans and send them your way.
Like beans, like dark beans, like beans and wieners.
Yeah.
What are you doing?
Oh my God! I heard something.
Hey, so we now have a new website, monstercastleparanormal.com. So just type that in, and there you go.
The other side of midnight liked it.
Yeah, we worked really hard on that last night. Jeff and I brainstormed, and I took the donated money that we didn't get much yet. We could definitely use some more if you guys like the free show and the free downloads. I do need some more sound equipment. We're putting all the money back into the show, and what we did use is I didn't want the WordPress in there. I said, Jeff, let's make this a real website, and we fucking did. Hey, Jeff?
Yeah, we got it.
I'm proud of you, man.
Got the name.
You're awesome.
And easy to find. So you just, monstercastleparanormal.com.
Yep.
How easy is that? Can't forget it.
No more WordPress in there. I like that because it's like that's our own shit, man. That's our sweat and blood right there.
You got it. So God of Thunder says Heatherweight is a witch. So be careful, Wolfman.
Ooh.
Yeah, you know what? Not really scared of her. I think she's more scared of me.
That's why she doesn't tell anybody where she lives.
That's why she wouldn't take my calls anymore.
Yeah.
And that's why I actually canceled, and she wouldn't even read. And with Wisteria, my friend, she always reads yours, and
always
Wisteria's nothing against Wisteria or anything, but I had a lot of really cool things to say, and she totally ignored all my wormhole messages, never read one of them. And I had to disguise my Skype in order to call in.
Wow.
And I know that Evil Keith hates me too. Well, I sent him a few emails. He knows who I am.
He lives over by me, He's over here in Phoenix.
And I did nothing except give that show, I would say, a lot more extra entertainment value by me calling in.
Definitely entertaining.
That's for
I remember that first one you talk about the lady that was in the coffin and you could see her. Who was that?
Yeah, but that was real, man. That was actually a real. It was a frantic call, and I didn't even mean it to be funny because on the day that happened, it was real to us, and it was Sandra's mom that died.
Yeah,
and we could everybody in the room could see her chest rising and falling, but I saw two different images. One was a spiritual light entity image, and the other was just the actual body.
Hey, well, don't feel bad about her not answering your or reading your messages, because Lulu Bell says that she never read any of hers either. So. And I don't know, probably one of the nicer people from Twitter.
He's read a couple of mine.
Yeah.
But not usually.
I'm not sure who Wisteria is asking is French Canadian, but no, I'm not French Canadian. I'm first generation Belgian Canadian.
You just speak French, right?
Godverdamme, you drubbe jongens. Matteklapper voor je. That's
How many languages do you speak, Wolfman?
a little bit of everything.
Yeah. How about are you familiar with cunnilingus or?
I know how to play the skin flute.
That is more than I wanted to know. But are you offering?
Not really. I was joking. Yeah, but the one I have is made out of sheep's bladder.
What is it?
Sheep's bladder?
Sheep's bladder?
Yeah, I call it haggis the flute.
Really?
Yeah.
I had no idea they did that.
Oh, yeah. It's a skin flute made in Scotland. It's made out of sheep's bladder.
I've got a shillelagh from there, and I do have one of their little metal flutes from Ireland.
Would you like to hear it?
I'll
sure. I'll play it for you.
Yeah, let's do it. What do you think, Darren?
Yep.
The dark?
Yes.
Darren the dark.
Kind of like that.
One sheep's bladder, one Scottish sheep bladder flute coming right up. How'd you like it?
That was
terrible.
Entertaining.
I would actually call it exquisitely terrible. I wouldn't want to listen to that at all. Actually, I'd probably shut the fucking radio right off. The only thing that was bad. Sorry, folks. No, I'm not very good at the skin flute. Obviously. It sounds like somebody just, bashed their head through Skype.
No.
I think I found the culprit. It's gone. Thank God. Okay, yeah, there is another culprit of... Yeah, but that's a lot quieter now, isn't it?
Yeah, it's not clicking.
Yeah.
So I wonder what... I wonder what these beings, like from, the other dimensions, how they're manipulate all these electrical devices. Is it something coming? Because they mess with lights, they mess with maybe computers, and I don't think sometimes it's equipment malfunction. It's just how does a light turn on and off by itself? Or
like a lot of times, and people tell me this too, psychic friends of mine, when they walk near lights, or even down the street, they seem to just turn off or on as soon as you go near it.
Yeah, that's really odd.
Yeah. I have this happen to me all the time. I walk down the street and I see the lights turning off and on as I walk by. It freaks me out. I got used to it.
We have here. We have in my house. We have remote controls for all the fans and lights and stuff. And for a while they kept on turning. The lights would turn on in the middle of the night. We were trying to figure out what it was. But we found out the neighbors have the same remote controls, and so when they would that off or on a light, it would come over to our house and turn our stuff on or off. That could be one explanation, but if it doesn't have a remote control and it just turns off, and the light switch doesn't move, or it does, I don't know.
Yeah. Okay, you know what? Wow, it's already 40 minutes into the show, guys. Almost.
Wow.
I can't believe that. I just told my story, and it's that. We need some callers. I want you guys to ask me about my story. I'm not even sure if I do have a guest, but his mother is still in the hospital, and I'm not sure if he's going to be able to come on tonight. So everybody send your positive vibrations out to what's it called again, Jeff?
MRGH.
MRGH Paranormal. And that's
Paranormal,
in England. It's in.
Yeah, they're over in the UK.
Yeah.
Yeah, they were supposed to be on last week, and then his nan had the heart attack, and.
Well, he said tonight, and then he tried to do it tonight. Well, he might yet come on, but I'm not gonna push him or anything. I totally understand, and we got lots to talk about anyways tonight. Actually, you guys can interview me. What happened to me? This was messed, and there's another something I forgot to tell everyone about last week.
Really?
Yeah, this is like spiritual healing that happened right in front of our eyes, where we actually saw something that was broken come back together again and just be fixed and new again. And
what was it?
I'm not going to tell you till after this song.
Oh, yeah, it's a good one.
I'm not going to tell you till after this song. What are we...
Marcus knows about it.
Oh yeah, if you listen to last night's show, I think I told you about it, didn't I?
Yeah, we talked about it.
Okay, well, you can tell Darren a little bit. Oh, I'm looking for a song for us to play, Jeff.
What broke?
Well, it's not something that broke, but last year, for Christmas, Wolfman and the wife, they bought each other, gifts. He bought her a necklace, I believe, and is that right? And then she bought him a solid body, guitar. So I guess he was doing a jam session, and one of the guys needed to use his guitar. And this was a nice guitar, not a cheap one in any means. And anyway, the guy using it he put I guess a deep scratch in it. I don't know how long it is. He didn't. I didn't get that, but he said that he put a huge scratch like in the back of the guitar. I mean, that's you don't damage someone else's instruments. That's not cool. And
okay. Save the rest for after this.
All right.
Short break. And if this works. Oh my God. Okay, it's not working.
I mean, wouldn't you be pissed if someone scratched your instrument?
I scratched my son's guitar once.
Yeah.
Of course, I paid for it to begin with.
Well, that's
but then,
it's kind of yours anyway. So.
But it was gorgeous guitar. You know how shiny they are.
Yeah.
I put this massive scratch right. It was awful. I dropped a boom or like a mic stand. And it went right on it.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. Sorry, guys. Rock and roll with the Wolfman. Yeah, sometimes
upside down, inside out, back to front, all the way around.
Wow, there's snow on the ground out here. First snow of the year, guys. It's staying.
through the thick and thin. He will wait until you give yourself to him. In the starlit nights I saw you, so cruelly you kissed me. Your lips a magic world, your sky all hung with jewels. The killing moon will come too soon. Fate up against your will, through the thick and thin. He will wait until you give yourself to him. Under blue moon I saw you, so soon you'll take me up in your arms, too late to beg you or cancel it, though I know it must be the killing time, unwillingly mine. Fate up against your will, through the thick and thin. He will wait until you give yourself to him. Fate up against your will, through the thick and thin. He will wait until you give yourself to him. You give yourself to him.
La 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 la. All right. That was Echo and the Bunnymen, man. You ever heard that one before, Darren?
Of course.
You know Echo and the Bunnymen?
Yeah.
Have you ever seen them play live?
No, I didn't get a chance to. I was into them, though, when they were around.
They're
from U2, and they were kind of popular in the 80s.
Yeah, it's hilarious. I saw them in Toronto, and the guy lit a smoke on the stage, and then he was chain smoking throughout the whole show, the lead singer. And he says, oh, I heard in Canada you guys have rules about smoking in a bar. You're not allowed to. Well, fuck you. If you want me to sing, I'm going to fucking smoke in here.
That was like
you'll have to get the fucking police to get me off the fucking stage smoking. That's what he said, man. He was brutal, fucking total anarchist, fucking punk rocker. I had no idea Echo and the Bunnymen was so punk.
Did they? Who sang "Lips Like Sugar"?
That's Echo and the Bunnymen.
Yeah.
And me.
That's a great song, too.
And me, of course. Lips like sugar, sugar kisses.
So good.
There you go.
So good.
I was echoing.
All right.
I'll see
Yeah.
you. Take care, buddy. Right on, buddy. Have a good night. He's laughing his ass off. My buddy Vern, he's listening from the other room, and he heard me singing. He's like laughing his ass off. He said, "What the hell are you doing in there, Michael? What are you doing in there? You got some kind of a radio show going? Is anyone even listening to you?"
Nope.
Well, I said we got about 200 listeners usually live, and he's like, "Are you kidding me? And you talk like that to them?"
That's all fun.
That's funny, eh? Okay, what happened next to my guitar? Everyone's probably dying to hear. Okay, what happened was I said to my wife, I said, "Don't worry, hon." She saw the big gouge in it, and she ran her hand across that, and it was a deep gouge in that guitar, and I hated it. It's like, what?
How long was it?
About 2-3 inches, right at the bottom near the jack. Somebody, like right where you'd turn and then scrape onto something,
Right.
You know what I mean? On the front side near the bottom, obviously somebody turned and scraped on something with it while they were wearing it. So I was rubbing that spot where the gouge was, and I said to my wife, "Don't worry, because remember I asked you to get me a guitar with Johnny Cash's spirit in it." And she said, "That's right. That guitar has Johnny Cash's spirit in it." And as soon as I said that, the fucking mark healed itself right in front of our eyes. Gone. Looks like a brand new guitar, not a scratch on it.
Oh, you should take a picture of it. Post it.
I had no idea that this was going to happen. How could I, you know what I mean? How would I know that the scratch was going to heal itself?
Well, you could take a picture of the healed guitar.
Yeah, I could.
There you go.
You think it was the spirit of Johnny?
I do. I really do. I think it was the spirit of Johnny, and I think he doesn't like the guitarist that scratched mine. I don't think he likes him. I think the guy was too disrespectful and egotistical, and you know what he did? He borrows my guitar, Dave's chord, always borrowing something. He doesn't have his own equipment. He doesn't have a job. Great guitarist, though. Awesome guitarist. It's too bad that people don't like. And he could, even if you go busking every day. Like if I didn't have a job, I would. It's a legitimate. You're giving a service. You're providing entertainment.
Right.
You know what I mean? And people enjoy it. Kids love it. You go in front of a mall somewhere, and the kids will come out and they Mom, can I put $1 in here? I like his songs. You know what I mean? And the kids love it, and sometimes people like it too, right?
When you have a good musician out there, providing good music, people are gonna throw you, a few dollars. That's just how it works.
I was supposed to go. I was supposed to go with him yesterday morning. He said he had a gig in the mall. He actually had a slot and a stage area with a freaking electrical outlet indoors that we could jam and get money.
Oh, it's a perfect opportunity.
And I said, "Fuck, I'll do it with you, man, because I know you're broke, and I'll bring my djembe, which is an African drum, and you can borrow my Johnny Cash guitar, and we'll make some cash." And he didn't call me or anything. He just lagged out on, and then he calls me around 5:00 and asks to borrow $20. Yeah.
Oh wow. I have the opportunity to. When I'm at the hospital, they've got a grand piano there, and I sit there and I'll sit down for an hour or two and just play it, And
I'm gonna give Scotty bonks. Scotty's getting bonks.
All right.
That was nasty, man. Just treating me like that. And he's a great guitarist, and it's too bad. We're gonna give him one more chance, I think.
Did you get that bonk sound from Caveman, or?
It is straight from the Caveman.
That is awesome.
Oh yes, there's bonk 1 and there's bonk 2.
Oh,
there's 2 bonks?
Yeah, I have 2 bonk sounds.
Well, give one to Hillary. Now she's fried.
Okay, and you know what I'd like to do for her, which is really special. How about if I bonk until her head splits open?
You can do that. Let's hear it.
Okay, hang on. This is not going to be fun. Uh-oh. Come on, Hillary.
Oh, nasty.
Sorry, Hillary. But I enjoyed it.
You enjoy beating people or blocking them?
Only evil bitches.
Well,
I kind of think she's slightly evil, and reptilian is too. Really don't. Well, actually, Caveman and I like eating them. They taste just like chicken. There's nothing wrong with reptilians if you eat them and you cook them right. Uh-oh. Okay, Wisteria's got another story for us. Darren?
Yes.
Are you watching the feed on the Spreaker chat room?
I'm kind of going back and forth. Hold on. Let me look.
Do you want to read that one from Wisteria? She's got another story there. I went to go upstairs. Or you want me to just read it?
Read it.
Okay, I went to go upstairs one day for something, and after about 2 steps up here comes down the steps a crow? What the hell? I backed down and opened the door, and the thing hopped right over to the door and just flew off. So where did it come from, Wisteria? From your upstairs bedroom, or what the hell? I've had them come out of my basement before and up through actually the vents from the furnace. I've had birds in there come into my room through the furnace vents, and I have no idea how the hell. Well, I was told they can go up through the exhaust and down in the winter. Sometimes they'll go down your chimney exhaust seeking heat at this time of year, actually, and go into your furnace and then come into your house. So that's strange, but it's not that strange. The bats in your house, that's freakier. When they latch on someone's back. And yeah, they do. I've had people walk in my house when I lived on the farm, and there was a bat attached to their back, hanging there.
They're cool. Bats are neat.
Yeah,
cute.
I know. But then, what do you do when it's freaking out and scaring your kids flying around inside your house? Well, I had to take my guitar and I swatted it like a fly with my guitar.
Oh, wow.
My kids were freaking. I didn't want to hurt it, but I knocked it out enough to put it in I didn't hit it really hard. I just kind of knocked it out, with my guitar, and then I put it in a towel and I brought it outside, and it did eventually fly away. I felt really bad for hitting it.
Well, you don't know. Sometimes, they carry diseases and they'll bite you.
Yeah, it was really like my kids were only like 2 years old and 6 years old at the time, so they were freaking right out.
Oh, where are your kids now?
Jasmine is 24.
Wow. Are they moved out of the house?
Who's chopping a tree down?
That's me.
Oh my God. Would you have to chop trees down when we're on the air, Jeff? Or is that a body?
I get these urges, you know.
Is that a body and you're just telling us it's a tree?
Yeah, it's a tree.
Yeah. Do you believe him, Darren?
Yes.
Jeff the Great has never done any abductions. He has never dissected any people.
Never.
No. Okay.
Not that they're alive.
Okay. Wisteria has more. 3 days ago, I have my back. Wait a minute. Jeff, can you read it? I have very bad eyes.
Yeah. So she said 3 days ago, when she had her favorite black T-shirt, you know, freshly laundered and folded in her laundry room.
Oh yeah.
A few minutes later, she was going into her garage to go out, and about 3 to 4 feet in front of her, there was a crow.
Not another crow.
Yeah.
It wasn't in her shirt, though, was it?
She went over to the kitchen door, and the crow hopped across the floor, flew off. This was summer.
What?
Yeah.
You gotta be kidding me.
Crows are so smart. You guys ever killed a crow? And then, like, 1,000 crows come?
I've tried.
Who the hell would want to kill one of them? I love crows. I talk to them.
Birds.
I talk to the damn things.
They are smart. Boy,
have you ever talked to one? You can talk to them.
Birds.
If you see a crow sitting there up in the tree going honking, rah, 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 go up there and start talking to it. It'll actually answer you.
Yeah, I wouldn't kill one now, but I killed one when I was like 18, and they all call in.
That's Lulabelle's story.
Like 50 or 100 crows, all swooping down. They all called in for reinforcements. It was crazy.
Shit, that was Lulabelle's story, not Wisteria's. They're laughing their asses off because you got them mixed up. I just want to go. I just want to go back to when you were talking about them bending over in the garden and their nice tight shirts.
Was that in the story?
Maybe.
I think he's making this up.
Partly in my mind. Yeah. Just imagining. I'm just imagining. I have a thing for witches. I'm sorry. Oh, man.
Witches. Except
they're only the good ones, not the kind that are on the Dark Matter digital network.
We should have, if anyone calls in from the chat room, you should do a reading for them.
Okay, the crow story is Wisteria's, and the garage story is Lulu's. Please read Lulu's story. Okay, let's find it.
Didn't we already read it?
I don't think we did, or we wouldn't be... Oh, wait a minute. Yeah, we did. The garage. Yeah.
It's hers.
So she had... Oh, wow. So both the girls had crow experiences. Maybe that's your animal spirit guide? Or what I've heard is if a crow or a single bird like that comes in and you have an encounter with one like that, it is a loved one that is expressing their acknowledgement of their death, and they're trying to show you that they're still there with you and thinking about you. And it should be very comforting. That's probably your mother or your father or sister, mother, or somebody that very close, or spouse even. Somebody very close that has passed over is trying to let you know that they're there.
So Lulu's story is she was saying that she'd folded a shirt, she'd laundered it.
There's no crows.
No.
Was it a tight, very tight shirt?
There's no crows in her story. They're laughing.
No crows. No crows. Anyway, no one was home. And somehow the shirt ended up
off.
Yeah, it ended up in the garage. It was all crumpled up. It had sawdust on it. So it somehow went from the laundry room clean.
Well, that even turns me on more because I used to be a carpenter too. Sawdust. All right, that's it. I'm going to bonk myself.
We're really messing up the stories here, I think.
Sorry.
No, that was a story.
And but what did the crow say?
There was no crow with the shirt.
No, no crow with Lulabelle.
No.
Oh.
Maybe a crow picked it up.
No, because it was inside the house.
And then
there was no crows inside the house.
Sawed some wood and left some bark dust on it. I got a good crow story for you guys. My wife's cousin works up at Big Mountain in Montana, and they have huge crows up there, like ravens, the bigger kind. And she used to do a nature, she would explain everything about nature for all these people that were coming from Asia and all around the world, and they had never seen one before, ever. And she goes, "Oh, that's the rare American black eagle." And they believed it. It's so funny. She's always telling that story. I guess the people were kind of rude to her, so.
Lulabelle's story is pretty cool, actually, the more I read it. So the exact same shirt that she had just folded was sitting out in her garage when she walked out there. Yeah. I've had this kind of thing happen to me before where you look for an object and you know where it is, like my harmonica, for instance. I'm jam practice. My harmonica's always in this certain margarine container that I actually have sitting on the speaker beside my drums. And I can just grab it and play it if I want to play harmonica. I bet you didn't know I could do that either. But anyways, it was not there for about a month. And I looked all over everything, fucking everywhere. And I could not find it anywhere. So my bass player says, "Well, here, Mike, use mine for a while." So I borrowed Dave's harmonica. And before I even actually played his, my harmonica just appeared back in the margarine container. It was there again.
Wow. Hey, did you know that the Amish community, the Amish people, the only instrument they're allowed to play is the harmonica?
What?
Did you know that?
No.
So they can't play drums, they can't play guitars. They're only allowed to play the harmonica.
They're not allowed to play.
It's their religion.
I heard a lot of them play the skin flute, though.
Drums are evil?
They can't play skin flutes.
No, I heard the guys really like playing the skin flute with each other. And they have oh man, I didn't even want to go into it. That's a whole thing.
Have you heard of that Amish model? That
well, how did the Amish farmer find his daughter in the cornfield?
How did he find her?
Yeah. Pretty good.
I don't know.
Pretty good.
Tell me.
Pretty good. Not bad. Never mind. That was bad.
That one went over my head. I don't know.
I don't know. There's an Amish
Is that the
model.
punchline? Did I miss something?
Oh man, you guys!
I don't think you finished it. I don't think.
No, that was it.
The punchline there.
The punchline is pretty good. But I don't know if you know the history of like. I don't like to talk about it too much because my wife, ex-wife, and my kids are half Mennonite. So, but a lot of the history of them has to do with them, and this is real because I witnessed and experienced it and had to deal with issues due to the fathers diddling with their daughters and stuff.
Ooh, well, that's not good.
No, that's why I said, how did the Amish farmer find his daughter in the cornfield? Oh, pretty good.
Oh, yeah. I guess I'm not too familiar with that.
Yeah.
I only know of that Amish model that sells their panties.
Ooh.
Nice.
How much are they? How many have you bought, Jeff?
Oh, none.
How do they... I'm just wondering, are they scratching...
But she sells them online. She's got this... She left
underwear?
the Amish. She left the Amish community. She now lives in New York.
Is she
And,
still?
boyfriend.
Is she like? Are they scratch and sniff?
She wears them for I don't know how long, and then she sells them on her website. I don't know. It's like $15 or $20 for
That's
a
just
pair of used. Panties.
Okay. Let's change the subject. Yuck. Anyway, yeah.
All right, let's change the subject.
Like,
Socks.
does she like work in? Does she pick cucumbers first before she? What else does she do?
Well,
Was
what
she
if
pretty?
what if you bought a pair, and you kept them in your special little box, and somehow
I'm thinking if she was picking cucumbers all day, they'd be pretty stinky.
I bailed in a lady tonight. She was about 85. And she showed up at the hotel after getting in a fight with her son. And she had everything that she owned in her car. And she goes, unload it all. And, okay. And she had, clothes all over the place. And she had a pair of hot pink panties that fell out into the mud puddle. And I go, oh, her panties are all wet now.
and muddy.
Oh, God.
Damn, I guess God of Thunder left something for me on 47 Talk, hashtag 47 Talk. I haven't been able to look there. I'm going to check this out. What did he leave me? I think I have a present.
Oh, he left you with a nice picture. It's an artistic drawing. Looks like a witch.
Okay, nice. I like it. Yeah, it's cool. I'm always like, I'm a witch too, but what do you call male witches? What's the word for that?
Warlock.
I thought it was warlock.
I'm not sure if that's the proper word for it.
Or a wizard. Or a warlock.
Wisteria, what would you call me? I would like to know. Wisteria, she is, I would say, definitely a white witch.
Yeah, God of Thunder says warlock.
We read each other's minds today. I'm blown away.
Warlocks are their own group. Only men, she says. You are a witch. You're a witch wolf, man.
That's what I thought. You still call yourself... I'm still a witch.
Lulu Bell says you're a warlock.
Not with Sirius.
I go with
No?
with what Wisteria is saying. Actually, she knows, and I've heard that too. Warlocks,
you're a witch?
Warlocks are different.
You're a brujo.
Yeah,
Brujo.
in Mexican, that's what you would call it.
Yeah.
Yeah, or maybe a shaman. I guess you could call it a shaman.
Yeah, it's another word for it.
Have you guys ever been in a sweat lodge?
Yeah.
You have?
I have on top of the mountain at Crawford Lake. It's a restored Indian settlement where they restored everything, and there's actually a sweat hut there that's working all the time. At the time, I think it still is. It's really cool.
Did you have anything happen when you went there? Any visions?
Well, I actually did see a wolf.
A white wolf?
In my mind, yeah.
What was it, telling you something, or showing you something?
It was just I felt like it was like a motherly love kind of feeling, like snuggling me.
So kind of like maybe a watcher, or
oh yeah, definitely.
Is this the only time you've seen him or her? Is it a male or female?
It was a female. And I think it was pretty much the only time that I ever experienced that. Yeah, I never really dreamed about wolves or anything. I got the nickname Wolfman from my facial hair. So,
God of Thunder said, "A man who professes or supposed to practice magic or sorcery, a male witch, sorcerer, a fortune teller, or a conjurer."
Okay.
You're a conjurer.
Yes, I could call myself a conjurer. I've actually manifested some things before, but they weren't good. I wouldn't do it again.
So did you ask, when you did this, did you ask for anything to show up or something specific?
I think I was mad at someone. And no, I didn't really...
Have you ever been around the drum beats of Native Americans and had a weird experience there?
I've got to tell you something about drum beats. Yeah, the Native Americans, when we go to powwow, my bass player is Native American, and I've gone to powwow, and when we drum, it drives away the evil spirits, and you can... anyone can do this with any drum if you pound on it with a good heart and love in your heart. And I find that's really strange that in the city, that if, say, your neighbor has a drum set and they're playing it, a lot of people tend to call the cops on them and shut them up, and nobody can play drums in the city. And so all the evil spirits are just running rampant because there's no drumming to drive them away.
Is this like an ordinance or some sort of law where you can't play drums in the city?
Well, if anybody complains about a noise complaint, I don't know about where you're at, but all it takes is one phone call and you'll have to hear. And one sound complaint, you'll have a warning by the cops. Your cops will come to your door, and you will have a warning.
Wow.
But
yeah, that wouldn't happen here.
We play pretty good music, so I don't get too many sound complaints from my drumming. But when I used to suck and I was just learning, and it was mostly just racket and noise. Yeah, then I used to get a lot of complaints. But once you get better at it, and people actually like listening to us play now, so they gather up around the back window sometimes even. I get the neighborhood listening. It's pretty cool. I had an amazing jam session today, even though we dumped the guitarist. We're going to give him one more shot. You know what? He's got a problem.
No!
He's got a problem. He's got a problem with addiction, and he needs help. So we're gonna give him one more.
Lock your house up.
Yeah. You know what? You know what? I can't turn my head away on a fellow brother.
You might be doing him a favor by doing
that. Yeah. Tough love, right? So yeah, that's gonna be the second alternative. we both decided to give him one more chance.
Well, lock your house if you're going to play in your garage. Let him pee outside.
Oh, yeah.
He'll sneak in and steal anything.
Oh, maybe you're right, though. Yeah, we already had stuff going missing, so, but what do? Kick him out? Outside. Yeah. I could always,
Tesla's Revenge asks, do all witches have conjure bags?
Conjure bags?
Like a little pouch that you have.
I do. I have all kinds of little trinkets and rocks, little things. I have some Indian ancient arrowheads that I found in the tobacco field. I have really strange metallic and magnetic stuff in there. All kinds. I have a feather that I really liked. All kinds of little things I put in. It's like a medicine bag. Yeah.
We got a new story from Wisteria. Jeff, read it.
All right. So this was back in Wisteria says back on Halloween 2007, a bird, not a crow, flew through my house. And her brother was dying of cancer, so she knew why the bird was there. She called, and he was very close. So she went, and she held his hand while he drew his last breath. So when she got home, a friend came over to console her, and another bird flew through her house, right past him, and came within 2 feet of her face, turned around, and flew off. So she followed the bird, opened the back door, and the bird then perched on a wreath on the door, looked at her for about a minute, and then flew off.
That's awesome.
I like that one almost as much as the doppelganger story.
That one's great. Jeff, you're good at telling these. We know your new gig on this show. My eyes have just gone south too, Wolfman. I can't read anything.
Yeah, I got my computer going through a big TV monitor, and even with the big letters there, I still have trouble reading them. I gotta put my reading glasses on and get right up close to the damn thing, but it's great for watching the levels on Spreaker. But I have all kinds of other computers all around me too, so except for the one that I was ignoring, the call-in line is now open. I just noticed that the power cord went out and I plugged it back in, so now if anyone wants to call in with their stories or questions, you're welcome to. Especially we would love to have a fellow #DM talker come on with us. It's your show.
Wisteria says I carry a talisman in a gold bag on me at all time when she leaves her house. That's kind of weird. I wonder what it is.
Hey, Lulabelle, why don't you phone in and I'll give you a tarot reading? That would be fun to do. I'm gonna put on some music. What do you think, guys?
Yeah, there's a couple that Darren suggested there.
I can't put on music yet because I got all kinds of requests that I haven't. I got them all written down here. I have to hit. I think Marcus's request hasn't still been hit from 3 days last weekend. Yeah. So I'm gonna have to find that one.
What is the talisman?
That is like a powerful object.
That has properties, that you can...
It could be any object, or just something that's totally to you, or...
something that, is related to you, or, has some sort of significant properties to it. People have, like, lucky coins, or...
sure.
They have... right. or some panties they carry with them. I don't know.
I know we were talking about the drums with the American Indians. When they play drums, when I've heard them, I find it hypnotic. I just kind of get into a weird vibe, especially the last time I heard some play at a music festival I was at, and then the American Indians came in and started playing their drums right next to me. I was about 10 feet away.
Oh, right.
It was crazy. It was almost like I had a past life where I was an Indian or something, and we used to play drums. It was very strange. It's one of the weirder experiences I've had. Dead air. Is he getting the music going? Lulubelle cannot call in tonight. I wonder why. Willie might call later. He didn't know we were going on so early.
All right, you hear those drums?
I do.
Oh, sorry, guys. Yeah, man.
You left us hanging over here.
I thought we had a call there.
You let me... Yeah, you let me unsupervised.
I gotta get this going here.
I can't hear him. I think he's talking to us. I can't hear him.
Hang on. Hey, guys.
Yes. Yes.
What are you talking about?
Wisteria's telling me tailspins are not weird at all. Sorry I called them weird. I was just fascinated, I guess I should have said.
I had to run in and get something, so I missed out on the last 2 minutes of your conversation there. Sorry.
Oh, we were playing some drums there.
Driving away evil spirits?
Yeah.
Nice. Oh wow! I got some drums right here beside me. I got a djembe.
How many instruments do you play, Wolfman?
I play everything. You know what I did today? I was actually playing the drums, and I was playing the keyboards with one hand off to the side. I could actually play this for you if you want to hear it.
Marcus left us a song that he said is a real toe tapper.
Do you guys want to hear my jam session from today? I want to hear if the chat room wants to hear it. It is quite good, actually. But it's just bass and drums and singing. There's no guitarist because we actually took the guitarist and I'm sorry. I picked him up and threw him out the window.
Where's the sound effect?
I was there.
Oh, okay, good. I missed it. I don't hear it tonight. Last night I heard all the effects.
Actually, certain effects I have on one end of Skype and certain effects I have on the other end, so some of them you don't hear. But you'll hear them later. Anyways, yeah, there's nothing wrong with electrocuting meth heads, right, Jeff?
Not at all.
Okay, go ahead, electrocute the fucker. Oh!
So, Tesla's Revenge says that they'll bang against the windows, but can't think of any that died. Sometimes they knock themselves out for a bit.
No! No! Oh, he's gone now, don't worry.
Fly away.
I had a friend that drove to Louisiana, and when he got out of the car, when he got all the way there was a huge owl, spread eagle on the front of the car.
You know,
he felt horrible.
Oh, man.
Aren't owls supposed to be like some kind of aliens in disguise or something?
Oh, they're amazing creatures. They get along with kitties.
I've had some.
Really?
You know, did you hear the guy? Did you hear the guy that that's got the whole book about owls and aliens and the connection?
No.
No, you guys never heard of that? Holy shit! Oh wow, it's pretty interesting. But I don't know if I buy it. But I did have some interesting owl experiences. One time when I was golfing, an owl flew down and picked up my golf ball and took off with it.
No kidding. During the day?
It was close to... Yeah. We were trying to finish our 18 holes, and it was getting to dusk.
That's when they come out.
Yeah, I shot it up right on the green. It was a beautiful shot. Last hole. And probably my best drive ever. It was beautifully done. Over this little stream and everything up onto the green of this hill. And an owl just flew right over my head and then went after that ball, picked it up, and took off with it. So then what do you do?
Jeff, read Lulabells.
Also, one time I was in the woods by the mill pond in Milton, Ontario, and I had baby owls following me around in the trees, flying from tree to tree, bobbing their heads. They were just so cute, man, and they're bobbing their heads and trying to talk to me. Like, you should have seen them, like the way that they bob their heads and sort of like playfully sort of like, you know, almost like a cartoon, like the two heads going together, you know, like in unison, and then up and down, and it was like a, I don't know what the hell that was.
They're amazing.
It freaked me right out, actually.
Are they like a different genus than regular birds, or they sure are, they seem way different?
I think so too. I don't really know what it is, but I think God of Thunder has the name of the guy in the chat room, Joshua Cutchin. I believe that's the name of the guy that... Is that the name of the guy, God of Thunder?
All these owl stories are coming in. Lilibel said, an owl sat in a tree when her father-in-law was dying, stayed there until he died before it flew off.
There is really, really weird owl stories, man. Like people are seeing that they see 4 foot tall owls, and then when they get hypnotically regressed, it's an alien gray.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Wow. That's something else.
Yeah, this is the shit that I was listening to, and it was on actually Heather's show not too long ago. I've heard it on Jimmy Church's show. I don't know who this guy is, but I think God of Thunder. Yeah, he said. Yeah, he's got the name. I just read it off. So maybe we could get him on. I'll look. I'll write that down, or one of you guys can write that down right now. Or you want me to do it? I want to try to get him on. I think we can get him on.
Yeah, what do you need?
Joshua Cutchin, I believe it is. Write it down. Or Google it. And see if that's the owl guy. And we'll get him on. We can talk to this guy.
Oh, that'd be cool. I'd love to talk about owls. Yeah, I went down the wormhole of owls and kitties yesterday on YouTube for some reason. There's a lot of little kittens and owls that all get together. There's a bunch of different videos of them. The kittens are really... The cat's really gentle with the owls. Of course, the owl will peck back if they get hit too hard. It's really cute. I don't know what it is about them, but there's a bunch of videos on them.
Sorry, I'm trying to electrocute a small animal right now.
Or it sounds like yourself. Joshua Cutchin. He's got a book.
Really?
It talks about the folklore of food and drink offerings from aliens, fairies, and Sasquatch.
Oh yeah, fairies are a lot more scarier than a Sasquatch, I'll tell you that. The smaller ones are the scariest.
Yeah, his book is A Trojan Feast. It's his first book.
Oh, that sounds awesome. Okay, all right. Tweet the man. Tell him we're on live right now and ask him if he wants to talk with us for a few minutes.
Wouldn't that be amazing if we got him on?
Well, we have nothing to lose.
Sure.
Go for it.
Yeah, we should have the freaks all text him or email.
There he is, yeah.
It's nothing like dead air.
Okay, no, it's not going to be dead air. I actually got something really cool here.
That's good for us.
This is going to be, I'm going to play a bit of my jam session from today, if you guys want to hear it.
Is it good?
Fairies and gnomes, those are scary things. I've seen fairies, little gray things, and they were like almost reptilian-like, but they had wings and they were gray and fluttering about our campsite and campfire. And also seen a gnome, and we chased the gnome through the woods. He had a pointy hat, just like, and a beard, and a white beard, just like these things, these lawn ornaments. It looked just like one, and I was really high, but there was 3 of us that saw this thing, and we can't be all hallucinating the same thing. Is that possible?
No.
I don't think so. And it was actually giggling at us and peeking around trees and running through the woods playfully and hiding behind trees. It was crazy. And that was up on the mountain by Milton, that Nassasagawa lookout, the escarpment where Crawford Lake is. It's a magical place. It is cool, man. Here we go. This is me. I think, I'm not sure if this is me on the drums. I think it's... Oh yeah, this is the Bigfoot song. I think it needs more juice harp. Sounds better with more juice harp. More juice harp. I need more cowbell in there. Jeff, do you have any cowbell?
You need more cow. I don't have cowbell.
Yeah.
I've only got cow.
Oh no. This is terrible. I'm not sure. What the hell? I think I'm doing? Playing this raw, terrible jam session for you people.
Guess what?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. If I could get a video of that gnome, Les, I would, so love it. But you know what? I'm not the only person that has seen one of these stupid things. It's crazy, but they are actually a cryptid that is quite widely seen. And fairies as well. John E.L. Tenney, he's got a story about a little fairy folk that he saw had cloven hooves. Yeah. I don't know what we're trying to do. Oh yeah, more cowbell? The gnome was about a foot tall. That's about it. Like 14 inches maybe. A little over a foot, maybe a foot and a half. And he ran really fast. In and around the trees. It's crazy.
Catch my rhythm, hear my call. Lean up against the wall. Ain't nobody gonna make it fall. Oh, you better stand tall. Don't just lean up against.
I'm actually making this song up while I'm playing it right now. It gets better.
So you better stand tall. You're kissing great rain. I can taste it in the rain.
That's my bass player on the drums, and I'm playing guitar. He hits a little hard.
Don't let it go. Feel it in your heart and then let it show. Tell the whole world things you know. Hold on tight. Hold on tight and don't let it go. Feel it in your heart and then let it show. Tell the whole world the things you know. Taste it in the rain. Yeah, this is great pain. Makes me cry every
I don't know that. What do you guys think? That's just a song I was working on today.
Yeah, it needs more guitar, man.
Oh, it's just strumming and writing it at the same time, and yeah. Anyway, I don't even know what to call it.
Untitled. That was pretty bad. The beginning was good. The drumming in the beginning was great. Was that you on the drums?
No, that was my bass player, and I was just strumming the guitar and writing just as I was going, making that up.
All right, I think you should make up with the meth head.
Yeah, he's definitely a better guitarist. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. I'll bring lots of lighters and lots of flashlights.
Just leave some $1 bills around the place. You can take those, and he'll be happy.
Oh,
just don't let him in your house.
Very, very happy when you leave flashlights and lighters, so he can look all over the floor with the flashlight. And
why would he take your flashlight?
Because when he drops some of his stuff, he looks all over the fucking floor like a goddamn. Like somebody that's never eaten and he's looking for a little piece of rice on the ground,
Yeah.
It's sickening. It's sickening to watch. And I thought I was bad with my beer. Oh, man.
No, they get so desperate, especially if they haven't had any for a while.
I feel sorry for him. I got to say that there must have been something really bad happened to him one time, and maybe we're gonna. That's what I said before we give up on this guy. Let's try to find out where the source of that pain is.
Sometimes they just try meth and they like it though too. Then they get addicted. It's a terrible drug.
Oh yeah.
Steal from anybody.
I heard it's like coffee times 1,000. It just keeps you awake and you can't sleep.
Well, and it releases all the chemicals in your brain that are pleasure chemicals, and it's hard to ever have any pleasure after that.
Oh, really?
Very hard to get off.
Wow.
Yeah, what it does is that it kills your dopamine receptors in about 2 weeks of use.
Oh my God!
After that, like nothing else feels good.
Oh my God! So
never again.
Really?
Yep.
Well,
you can slowly get it back over years, but if you're...
Yeah, it takes 2 years to grow them back.
I've only known 2 people that have successfully gotten off of meth.
Yeah, most people die or just end up,
That's funny, man. I'm reading in the everybody's talking about the fairies in yeah. Has anybody else ever seen a fairy? Sandra and I saw him one time when we were camping.
I've been to a few gay bars.
So am I.
Absolute blast. Had a good time.
Lulabelle says, I think the fairies pounce on you. They would hide under Granny's bed waiting for her. So I must have missed this start of this conversation here.
I wonder if we should give out the phone number or tell everybody where the chat box is. They know, don't they, if they're on Spreaker?
Hey, which one of the Smurfs recycles?
Papa Smurf?
No, it would be, what's her name? What's the girl one's name?
Tinky Winky?
I don't know. What is the...
What's the female Smurf's name again?
That's the Teletubbies, the gay Teletubby, Tinky Winky.
Oh man, I can't remember the female Smurf's name. Come on.
Well, there's Gargamel.
The female
there's
Smurf.
Smurfette.
Smurfette, yeah, Smurfette.
Yeah.
Yeah, Smurfette's the one that recycles. She's got a blue box.
Oh, wow.
I like that one. I like that one better than the other one.
Do you remember the Smurfs? So there's the Hefty Smurf. Hefty? Really strong one. Hefty, yeah. No. And then Brainy Smurf.
The only time I ever watched the Smurfs was in college when we played the Smurf drinking game at like 7 in the morning.
When the fairies and gnomes, the fairies didn't really care when they saw us. They were playing around and flying and touching our hair and stuff. They didn't give a shit. But the gnomes, they run and they hide and they play with you like your mind. They make you think you're going nuts. They'll peek behind the tree and do one of the blah 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 and then go to the next tree, and they're very playful and they like to fuck with you. But the fairies, they really don't care. I think they just do what they want. I have a feeling that they have a lot of power, and I don't think you can mess with the fairies. Yeah.
What do you... Thunder left something.
Has anybody else seen any fairies besides me and Jeff?
Fairy Smurf.
Hefty Smurf.
Yeah.
Yeah, and if you squish them all down and you can make like a blueberry juice, that's kind of like a glue.
There's 81 different Smurfs. Did you know that? 81.
No.
Yeah.
Did you find a list and read some of them off?
No, we're not going to do that.
No, I don't want to go to 81.
Everyone.
Really?
We have to hear every one.
Oh my God! I'm going to go on my cell phone and I'm going to call in the show and I'm going to walk to the graveyard then.
Papa Smurf, Smurfette, Hefty Smurf, Brainy Smurf, Grouchy Smurf, Clumsy Smurf, Greedy Smurf, Jokey Smurf, Chef Smurf, Vanity Smurf.
You know I can do that, guys. I can go mobile.
There you go.
I
Are
can
you gonna do it?
Do you guys know that?
Bring a ghost box.
I can go mobile now.
Are you gonna do it?
I have made myself mobile so that I can walk away from my board and just go walk out on the street and go talk to someone while I'm still on the air, because I'll call in on my own freaking line.
Do it.
And I've tried it and it works. Yeah, and I'm thinking this is the way we're going to do it when I go investigating the haunted hotel. And well, I could go walk down the street right now, but I don't think anyone's out there, and there's nothing interesting going to happen. But
how far away is the graveyard?
The graveyard, it would take me about a half-hour walk from here.
Oh, that's not good.
No, I'd have to plan this ahead and then have Sandra drive me out there or something. But no, I want to, if I'm going to do it, I want to make sure that something's going to happen. Well, I don't know if something's going to happen, but you know what I mean?
Are there any bars nearby?
My place is there's a mall. There is a bar, actually. It's really cool. They call themselves Are You Serious? Like the letter R and then the letter U and then serious. Like somebody's name. Like, Are You Serious?
Right.
It's kind of cool. And
Are you serious?
All right. Yeah, go in there.
I'm not.
Go in there and put someone on the air.
Yeah, they all know me. They actually all know me really good in there. They should
that would be good radio.
I could probably go in there and get them to listen to the show. But they're closing in about 5-7 minutes, and I wouldn't make it there in time. It's almost 2 here. Wait a minute, is that right? Yeah. Yeah, damn it. If I thought of that earlier, that would have been really cool.
Yeah, would have.
So, Lulubot asked, how cool is it there? And,
it is snowing, and there's snow is actually staying on the ground. This is the first night of snow here in Ontario of the year.
Are you going to go out there and make little angels in the snow, or?
I'm going to...
Write your name in cursive?
I'm going to try to make yellow snow.
Yeah, write your name in cursive with and yellow snow.
I see nothing wrong with doing that. I used to do it when I was a kid, but the only thing is, you can actually get arrested for doing that. I guess not if you're a kid, though. But
right. No, they wouldn't.
For an adult to go in your backyard here and write your name with P would be actually against the law. And it's actually, I know the fine. A buddy of mine got caught downtown peeing behind a dumpster because nothing was open and he had to pee. And, it was late at night and nothing's open, so he went behind this dumpster and peed. And he actually got arrested for public urination, and it was a $365 fine.
My 3 friends did that down in New Orleans, and the cops said, well, you can either be arrested and pay a fine, or you can take your shirts off and clean it all up.
What?
So they all went, took their shirts off and cleaned all the pee up, and then they threw their shirts away.
You're kidding.
No, that's a true story.
Well,
that's a better option.
Where did they pee?
Yeah.
Well, wait a minute. Where did they pee?
They peed in an alleyway.
Well, so what?
Well, you can't do that down there. It smells like pee. They don't like it. It's New Orleans.
Oh, I guess if everybody did it, yeah, it would be.
Yeah.
But, you know, like in Europe, they have these things where you know, like on the side of the road, and it's like just a covered area that anyone can go in and just squat and pee or whatever. You know, they have these areas, public areas where people can pee.
Yeah, they have those in over in Asia quite often because there's just so many people running around, and you don't go into a restaurant or a place to just use their restroom, so they provide public toilets.
Well, what the hell do people do? And I really hate driving long distances, but what the hell do you do when you're on a freeway where you can't even pull over and take a leak, and you gotta piss really bad, and you're driving down this?
Well, they have rest stops in the U.S. like at least every 100 miles, or no more than every 100 miles.
Some states are better than others. Oregon's got really nice ones.
Yeah.
And Lulabelle thinks, and I agree, that one should be able to pee in your backyard if you want to, especially on your garden, I might add, because that's actually a purpose to that. If you pee in your garden during the winter, when come springtime, you don't need to fertilize that. It's done.
Well, I guess you could do a number of things back there to fertilize the garden.
Oh, not the other stuff. No, you can't.
Oh.
No, unless you gotta put that in a compost pile, and no, that's not the same thing.
It's in organic farming. What they do is they actually use cow manure as a fertilizer, and also they use it as an insecticide to keep away the bugs. So they basically throw cow shit on all the food.
Well, if I was a bug, I wouldn't like the cow shit thrown at me either. I would get the fuck out of there, because, if they're going to throw the cow shit and I was a bug, I was a bug out, because that's just really gross, But then again, if you're a fly or a maggot, maybe you like that sort of thing, and you like it. Why, thank you, Jeff. Can somebody get me a towel, please?
Just use your shirt.
Jeff, that was really not cool, man. Like, seriously, you got on
anything to see a video of them.
It got on my microphone, man.
Sorry. It just gets all over the place. Sometimes you just gotta go.
Well, all right. I guess it's true. So now, what the hell are we going to talk about paranormal after you peed on my head?
Is it time for a break?
Yeah, it's time for a break.
Music,
do you got a song called Golden Showers?
Golden Showers. I don't know if there's a song called that.
I'm sure there is. Play one of my songs. Play somebody else's song.
How about another one of my stupid songs?
Hey guys, so today's letter is from Chastity. She...
Oh, what is that? Is somebody calling in?
I think so. I heard a lady's voice.
I don't see a call. Oh, that was the Golden Shower lady.
Oh, I see. Okay, let's see what's going on.
I wish you would call in.
What is that, Jeff? Is that like... chickens fighting. Could be a music, but
here we go. All right, yeah.
Run away.
One is me, and one is you.
Yeah, that's Echo and the Bunnymen. Oh, yeah. I would like to say to everybody that the reason why you need to be baptized is because so that when you are going to the church and you think that everybody is going to accept you better because you give the money in the basket. You understand? You know what I'm saying, alright? When you put the money in the basket at the church and everybody knows that you are baptized, and then you can go to heaven in your mind, but really you just put the money and they can take your money and spend it whenever the way they want to spend the money. Right? You understand, right? It's not really about the baptism, it's about the money.
Hey, so Wisteria posted the picture of that owl on Twitter. I think it's huge.
Yeah, she said there's an owl that picked up a Pomeranian and flew away with it.
Oh, nice.
This thing it's massive. I mean, this thing could pick up a small dog.
That's even
no problem.
funnier, man. Like sometimes we try to teach the poodles how to fly and we throw them out of the window, you know, but that's even cooler, man, if they take the Pomeranians. I like them owls. They eat those fucking things. I hope they eat them too, man, and take a lot of those out of there.
I had a friend in Bend. He would take his dog out and he'd always keep an eye on it because their next door neighbor had a dog picked up by an owl too, or a bird of prey.
That's
or something.
Amazing. Wow. Yeah. So the moral of the story is don't get a small dog.
Or if you do, keep a close eye on him.
Has anyone tried to phone me or not? What's going on here? You guys are scared to phone the Monster Castle Paranormal? Jeff will not electrocute you unless I let him. So, Darren,
yes,
he's a pretty nice guy to talk to.
Have good questions.
Yeah.
They're in the dark. It's ready with a dark question.
And you have a lot of information about the solar system. I wonder if you guys want to hit on the... you want to talk about the moon again?
Jeff's the one that knows all about that.
Or the owl stuff. We're going to have to save that because we have to do some research on it. And I'd like to get the guest on, actually, for that. But, you know, you guys should... I'm surprised that nobody's called in and tried to... charge me with bullshit on my story and my experience tonight.
Was that the end of it? When you got inside, didn't you have something else happen with the light or something?
Oh, the last thing was as I was going in the house, I saw two orbs go up in and behind the clouds. They weren't stars because I saw them like in front of the cloud and then went behind the cloud.
And that was the end.
Yeah, and then I called my buddy Vern out. I said, Vern, get out here, man. There's some freaking shit in the sky, man. And he came out. Oh, we got a call. Oh, man, come on.
Is Vern still there?
Hang on. Oh, no. Willie's trying to call and my computer's dying on me. I'm going to take it on my phone. Willie? Hey, buddy? I don't know if you can hear me, Willie. Hello? Okay, yeah. I gotta reboot this computer. Can you call back in like just 1 sec and I'll have it ready for you? Or I'll call you on it, okay? Or actually, can you call me back in like 1 sec? Because I got you on my personal phone because the stupid computer just died on me. My call-in line. Okay, I'll have it ready for you in about 2 minutes. Yeah, Willie's trying to call in.
You better take his call or we're going to get in a world of shit.
Oh, no. I just, this computer that I'm using for Skype, for my other call line, the plug actually fell out of it, so it just went dead on me. I didn't realize it was unplugged. Just when he called, too. Isn't that screwed? Like, I saw his call coming in, and then the screen just went blank. No, that's kind of like... Oh, man. Isn't it just...
He's not going to believe you.
I'm gonna... Oh, man. What? He could... Oh, I'm gonna take it anyway. Yeah, I'm still waiting, Willie, for this computer Okay, it's rebooting right now. I'll let you know. Stay on with me. you guys can talk about fairies or something for a little
while. Okay.
Oh, I posted a picture of a peregrine falcon that flew over, landed on my Jeep. I put it on Twitter. This thing was just, it was kind of raining a little bit out. And I think it was maybe looking for some shelter or something, but it's, it's not something you see in the city of Phoenix.
No.
This thing is, it's not huge, but it's not something you want to, get in the way of, for sure.
It's all good to go, Willie, if you want to call back in. I've got it ready now.
I wonder what the biggest animal picked up was.
We have a caller. I'm not sure who it is. Can you identify yourself, please, sir?
Hello?
Hello.
I can't hear anybody.
I don't think we know who this is. Can you hear anybody now?
Anybody there?
Oh, yeah.
We're here.
I'm not hearing anything.
What? How could you not hear anything?
We are here.
Weird. Well, I'll try to call back one more time here. I don't have a lot of time.
I see what's wrong. Hang on.
Wait.
No, I got it. Willie. Oh, man, he hung up way too quick, man. He didn't even give me a chance to fix that. I saw what was wrong. There was a cord fucking popped out of my board, too. Oh, man. Willie, you should have stayed on just for a second longer. I had it fixed. I wonder if I can get him, call him back. Oh, okay. Here he comes.
Poor Willie.
We got you now, Willie. You should be able to hear us now, buddy.
Yeah, I can barely hear you guys now.
You got some music playing there?
I can hear you.
Right on, buddy.
Can you hear us?
Yeah, I'm sorry about that. The cords were all falling out of everything. I didn't even realize. What a terrible guest. And I'm really bad at interviews too. Can somebody else interview Willie, please? I really don't know how to do it.
Yeah, this would go better if it was just me and Darren talking. I do find it ironic that yesterday, after you had a guest on, and I tried to call in, conveniently, my call didn't go through, but every single person that has their own podcast was able to get on talk with you. But yet, you shut old Willie out. I wasn't going to be critical. You had a good guest on yesterday.
Yeah.
Darren asked good questions.
But
I was laughing my ass off.
It has to do with owls and fairies, or forget about it.
I want to talk about yesterday because you shut me out. Obviously, after the guest, and this was one of your best guests you've ever had on there. He was insightful. I caught the last 20 minutes of that interview, and I was riveted by what this man had to say. And I almost fell out of my fucking car laughing when you said, "Oh shit, we got to go to a third hour." The guest literally sounded like a wolf trying to freaking gnaw his own leg off to get out of a damn trap, saying, "Oh hell no, I don't have it in me." And you know what it was? It was that question because You fucking cut him off at the end there, Wolfman. When he's talking about that old lady, he found her damn journal.
We should have started this about the journal a lot sooner, and that's why I'm going to get him back on one day. He's a friend of mine. He will come back on. Don't worry about it, Willie. You'll get to talk to him. You can call in. You can talk to him personally yourself.